I said it, deport. I support it. I said deport. And I support.
Whoever you are, be a star in celebrity jeans. Daddy jeans. When it's time to relax, just lay back in celebrity jeans.
Be alive. Be free. Be someone special in Teddy Pendergrass celebrity body jeans.
I want to welcome you all back for another great episode to Celebrity Interviewer. I Said It, the show, and I have a really special guest today, like always, a celebrity guest, a legendary young lady. She is one of the trendsetters when it comes to R&B, house, disco, you name it. You know what I mean? She's really opened the door for a lot of artists today, and I'm grateful to have her here today. And let it be known, this interview is sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine, home of the legendary Roy Ayers music interviews and articles all day long. And this is the beautiful Miss Shirley Jones. Thank you so much for being here today, Queen.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor. You know what I mean? I wasn't too familiar with your actual first name, but I definitely grew up on your music. You know, I appreciate your music, and let it be known that "Eye Over Egypt" and that song, like right there, is it's just like it does. It gives you like chills down your spine. Just like I do when I hear Roy Ayers, "Everybody Love the Sunshine."
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it gives me that same type of feeling, and that's a real unique feeling. How did you all come up with that sound and them lyrics, and why them lyrics?
Well, the lyrics were written by Cynthia Biggs, who is the writing partner with Dexter Wansell. They also did Children of the Night for us, When I'm Gone, Love Don't Ever Say Goodbye with the late, great Grover Washington on there. But when it came to us recording this particular song, when they presented it to us, we didn't really feel that it was a song for us. You know, we had had a number one record and a gold album with our first album. You're
Right.
gonna make me love somebody else, and I'm at your mercy. Um, and this Nights Over Egypt was actually on the third Philadelphia album that we did. We didn't really think it was us for us at first. We thought it was a little bit, too jazz, more in the jazz vein. But then once we started throwing ideas back and forth and talking about how the way we wanted to approach the song, and we decided that we didn't want any leads, any step outs, that we just
Right.
really wanted our voices, the harmonies and the unisons to be the lead voice. And wow, when we went in the studio and did that, when we finished actually recording it, all we could all do was just sit there and say, man, this song is something else. And sure enough, 40 years later, it is the song from our catalog that the younger generation is most familiar with. And it's been a resurgence of our music because of Nights Over Egypt. And when Cynthia was writing the lyrics, she went to the library because it's the story of Cleopatra.
Right.
And when she was writing the lyrics, she wanted to make sure that all of the lyrics were in context to the time of Cleopatra. So she
Okay.
spent a lot of time writing the song, and it's just a beautiful, inspirational, relaxation type of song. I think that's another reason for its success.
Definitely. Well, I'm glad that you all made the decision to go with that track because you all sounded beautiful and it sounded like you all were made just for that track then, despite you all didn't write it. And I do know the name of the song. I just kind of tweaked a little bit, and I got the lyrics mixed in with your actual song, but I definitely know it's Nights Over Egypt.
Nights
You,
over
you
Egypt,
know,
yes,
but
yes.
like I say, that's a hit. We just I want to bring up our first comment from your son. Shout out to your son. He helped me to communicate with you, during this process.
Yes, and in fact, we have a remake to Nights Over Egypt. Cam does. That's
Okay,
featuring me, and it's called Nights Over Champagne. So it's Nights Over Egypt hip hop style, which will be coming out in a few weeks. So listen
that's
out for
nice.
that. Yes.
Now that's awesome right there. How awesome is it and a privilege to be able to record with your son, knowing that he has an appreciation for who his mom is.
Oh, it is so much fun. He and my nephew, it's actually Cam. Cam did the
Right.
lyrics, and my nephew PJ, Valerie's son, that did
Okay.
the beat on the Nights Over Champagne. So whenever I'm around those guys, we have so much fun, and it's just fun working with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't imagine, you know what I mean? Um, will he be able to tune in later? I know that he, sometimes, jumps in with some of your interviews. Will we
Yes,
be able
he
to see him today too?
yeah, yeah. Just send him a link. Send him the link. He'll pop on in. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. We'll send him a link a little later then, if you don't mind.
sure.
Okay, absolutely. So, with that being said, what gave you all the confidence as um three young ladies out of Detroit to just, what I mean, like out of nowhere, like, like that had to be like a lot of work and responsibility and grind because you started at a really young age, you know what I mean? And then it's like
Yeah.
all of the responsibilities and still like having to go to school and stuff. And then during this the movements and civil rights and everything that's going on and racism and
Oh
you know
yeah. All that we're going through now was prevalent back in the 60s when we were growing up. And
right.
it was interesting because through it all, I mean, of course, high school, we became popular when we were well, Brenda and I were in high school. Valerie was still in middle school. So we became popular
Okay.
then and was singing around, talent shows, parties, and things of that nature, and doing studio work. So that, and for me to graduate number two in my class, I was salutatorian. It's
Wow.
so yeah, because I mean, my mom always stressed the education part, and a lot of times it was our being able to do a performance or do something was all predicated on the making sure our grades, if our grades weren't right, she wasn't letting us do nothing. So
Right.
consequently, it was encouragement, to keep good grades up because all three of us just absolutely love singing so much.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
now, so who idea was it, or who was the first one in the household out of the three of you, out of your sisters and yourself, to start to sing or to recognize their gift, or was it like simultaneously or something like that?
Well, we're stair steps. So with me being the oldest, my mother, who was a very popular gospel singer
Right.
back in the day, and in fact, she was the first Black gospel singer that RCA Records ever
Right.
signed. And when she heard me singing around the house, she started training me. And for a while, it was just she and I at a lot of the different churches that she appeared at. Then she heard Brenda, and Brenda, then it was my mom, Brenda, and myself. And then Valerie came along. And then my mom, because she was a choir director, my mother knew voices. She started teaching us how to harmonize and vocals. And so it was my mom that started with me, and then Brenda joined in, and then Valerie, and then there you got those. My mom groomed those harmonies of the Jones Girls. She taught us how to harmonize, and it's all my mom.
Right. How long was those sessions growing up?
Sometimes uh, it's just about every day for at least 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours every day, because my godmother fortunately happened to live across the street and she was a keyboard player, and we all took piano lessons too. So, but because we were just starting, she always had my godmother come over and we learned songs together, what we were going to be singing in a particular church that Sunday. So they would go every day for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay, okay. First, I want to say how beautiful you look today. And again, I really appreciate you being here and taking your time. And I want to say hello to everyone that's watching and that
Well,
took the time to, out their day on whether they're able or not able. I appreciate it. Definitely share this video. Spread the word because we're here live with Miss Shirley Jones of the legendary Jones Girls.
yeah.
So that's awesome. This is awesome. So with that being said, who actually discovered you all, the Jones girls?
Um,
Who's
as
responsible
far
for that?
as far as the Jones girls, we were singing around town with my mom, and a guy by the name of McKinley Jackson was doing music for Holland Doja Holland, who of course did all the Supremes and Four Tops at Motown. Well, they had their own label, Music Merchant. And McKinley discovered us. He said he saw us one night on one of the local shows singing with my mother and said, I have got to meet those girls. Those girls' harmonies are absolutely terrific. And he
Yeah.
did. And he became a big part of our family. He and I actually were together for maybe over, what, 11 years, somewhere in there. And he discovered us. He introduced us to Holland Dozier Holland. And prior to that, we had did a local record on with GM Records, which was a Jewish couple that had heard us. But right after that, once McKinley got a hold of us. So I have to say McKinley Jackson was the one that helped us get into the professional side of the music business.
Right. He helped put you in front of the eyes, the bigger people that was
Exactly.
watching, the
Exactly.
executives.
Exactly.
Mm, definitely. So, what was it like the experience in meeting Diana, the famous Diana Ross, the icon?
Well, when we first met her, we actually didn't know that we were singing for her.
Oh, really?
We No, we we had heard that she had a lot of interviews that she had been doing for looking for different group singers to go on her next tour, which was starting in London. And we heard McKinley said, "Well, uh, Diana's looking for some girls. Would you guys like to audition?" And we were like, "Shoot, yeah!" Even though we were popular background singers in California, so we were singing, doing background sessions for people like Lou Rawls, Aretha, Cher, Helen Reddy. So we were popular background singers. Um, and when we heard that she was looking, we said, "Yeah, we'll take a shot at it. We're from Detroit, so she's from Detroit, so why not?" So when we were actually driving up there to interview, we thought we were interviewing with her road manager and her music director. So
Okay.
McKinley was playing, and we had rehearsed "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" and "Reach Out and Touch." So we started singing that, and um, out of the back room, a back bedroom, I remember seeing her come down the hall, and I almost fainted. And Brenda had to run to the bathroom because we did not know that she was actually listening to us in a back room. And she came strolling
Right.
down, and the only words out of her mouth was, "Hello, ladies, you guys are terrific. Can you get passports? We're going to London." So that was
Wow.
our first introduction to her. So, and
Okay.
from there, the rest is history. She gave us our spot in her show because she told us after the first tour, after we finished Europe and came back to the States, we were preparing to do a run at Caesar's Palace with her in Vegas.
Mm,
That she did at least 2 or 3 times a year. We would do that with her, and it was usually like a month stay, a residency, sometimes 2 months back in the day. And what she, what when we finished Europe, she said, before we do Caesars, I want you guys to learn a song because I believe that you're too good to sing background behind me or anyone
mm.
else for too long. And I'm going to give you your own spot in my show to introduce you to the world." So that's
That
what we did. Yes.
Man, why don't people do stuff like that no more? Why can't we black people do stuff like that?
Well, we should, and anytime I get an opportunity, I do. In fact, a young lady, I have a show that I do with Cameron on Sundays, Wine and Chat with me, and a young lady, 15 years old, called.
Okay.
She came on, and we let her sing. The girl is amazing, and I just turned her on to several big time producers that I know over in the UK that's gonna love this 15-year-old. So anytime I get
Right.
an opportunity and I hear somebody, and if I know somebody, I'm gonna do what I can to help you.
Absolutely. That's a great to hear because and it should be vice versa though, you know what I mean? Our generation, the next generation should be doing all they can within their power, within their means, within their connections, you know what I mean, to be trying to highlight and show love and respect, appreciation for ones like yourself, who helped, you know what I mean, paved the way for myself as an artist myself. So as a poet.
Okay.
So
Okay. And that's
absolutely.
the same thing with Cam and PJ's Nights Over Champagne. Cam is he writes those beautiful lyrics. They redid Who Can I Run To, and then he raps to that. So and that's why when Cam asked me to would I do a feature on this. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I would love to. And it's going to be a terrific song. It's going to be a big record because it's a hip hop version of Nights Over Egypt, but we're calling it Nights Over Champagne. So
Right. Who came up with that name? He did?
Cam did, yes.
Okay. And shout out to Cam. I've been showing his comments. I didn't really properly acknowledge him, but Peace King, you know what I mean? Love, you know what I mean?
He's super talented, and he and PJ
Yeah.
working together remind me so much of back in the day when my sisters and Brenda and Valerie, God rest their souls,
Right.
when we worked together. Uh, so that gives me more love for the two of them because they both are super talented, and then they work together just like we did, my sisters and I did back in the day.
Right. Absolutely. And can you talk a little bit about the late great the late great Valerie
Oh yeah.
and about their personality?
Oh yeah. Brenda was uh probably they used to call her the sexy one, the one that uh men really like Brenda's attitude. She had a lot of attitude. Uh
Okay, like
but just
sassy.
yeah, that's the right word for her. And Valerie was very, 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 very quiet. Um,
Mm,
Shy, in fact. She was the one that everybody knew was, if and I me, I'm the outgoing one, always have been. But Val was quiet. We used to have to in interviews nudge her to really talk a whole lot. But she was a, a, a comedian and could imitate absolutely anybody. So
really?
when it was just the three of us together, Valerie's the one that would have us rolling on the floor for imitating somebody, in our lives, or if
Mm,
somebody came into the room or something, she could imitate you, or she'd make a joke or say stuff that would just keep us laughing. So even though she was quiet to the public, with us, she was our comedian, and it's the same way with Cam and PJ. PJ is just like his mom. He can imitate anybody. The minute he hears you talk or anything, he could sound just like you. Because the other last night I was
mm.
talking to him, and he was talking about Cam and saying something about Cam to me, and actually talking just like Cam, and he and I both
What?
felt laughing. Yeah.
That's that's a talent.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
really good talent,
Yes.
And that just shows the power and DNA of how it was passed down to her son.
Yes. And
So
then
shout out to PJ.
yes, say PJ and uh, as far as we all took piano lessons too, but out of all three of us taking the piano lessons, Valerie is the one that actually played, you
Mm.
know, up to the day she really played. Me, I'm more of a, if I see the music, you know, like, but Valerie would add little things, you know, and PJ is just like her. When my mom and Valerie had him taking keyboard lessons, piano lessons, and that's how he comes up with these beats. And he's seemingly has been born with the same thing that his mom had, which is perfect pitch. Because Valerie's the one that was, it's why our sound is so distinct. Valerie is the one that was uh, making sure everybody was on their note, not
Okay.
flat or not sharp, but it was Valerie that had that talent.
So she was like the leader of the pack.
Yeah,
The
yes, exactly. She's the one that kept us in the studio for hours and hours and hours, constantly saying, no, it's not quite right. It's not quite right. We need to do it over again. You know. So that was Val.
Okay, I'll just show a little couple of pictures of you and your beautiful sisters.
Yes. There
These are
they
the beautiful women she's referring to.
yes, that's Brenda right there too. I guess that would be looking at the screen. She's to my left, and then Val's in the middle, and then I'm over here to the right.
Okay. You're right in front of yourself, right?
I am. I'm right, right.
Okay.
No, that's Brenda right here that I'm right in front of. And then
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm all the way over. I guess that would be left.
Oh, okay. So I'm in front of you. I'm behind you.
Yes.
Okay. Man, is it safe to say, with all due respect, you all was like the first Beyonce and Michelle and what's the other name?
Yeah. Yeah, they even now like groups like Escape and In
Right.
Vogue used to always tell us that we were their role models. We that they loved us. In fact, we were over in Europe a couple of times together, and they would come to our shows. You know, they came to our show and always told us that we were one of the groups that influenced them to become In Vogue.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Where was this picture at? Is this in London? Is this in
No,
London?
that's in the Philippines right there. Um,
Philippines. Okay.
we were in the Philippines of then.
Mm, I love it. But let's talk about this right here, this moment.
Yeah.
And purposely, I did not announce this, and I know you might have noticed, like, do he know that I won? This awesome, like this is a huge achievement. Can you talk about this moment and this opportunity? I want to say congratulations to be in the Hall of Fame of anything. That's the elite. That's as high as you can go. That's the ceiling.
Yes, it
So
is. And
you know,
I'm in there with the group, which we got best group, and it's all online voting, and it's David Nathan's Soul Music, uh, and it's been around for like 30 years. And then this
mm,
year, earlier this year, I was deducted as a soloist too, the most popular
wow,
female singer. So yeah, that
that's incredible.
yes.
I'm sorry, I'm holding my phone, or else it would definitely be an applause. I'm gonna drop my phone if I do that. So much
Right.
respect. I'm gonna take this down.
Well, thank
But
you.
definitely much respect, Queen. That's awesome. And everyone that's watching right now, please give her a round of applause. Stand up. She deserves a standing ovation. The Soul Music Hall of Fame. Like that
Yeah.
is a soloist and as a group.
Yes,
That
and
is
I
amazing.
also have a video out with a song called "There Are No Differences." That's Cynthia Biggs, who also wrote "Nights Over Egypt." We did a song that's so relevant to now. And you could see the video on YouTube. It's called There Are No Differences. And it was just recently nominated for a Grammy for 2020. So as
Mm.
uh as best music video. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that but I mean we're up, I mean it's so many levels to the nominations, but you never know. So
Absolutely.
Just the fact that it was nominated made me feel good.
Yeah, it's great to still be recognized and see that, people are still listening and watching and, looking you up and,
Oh,
appreciate you.
I tell you, and I appreciate the love that I have been getting on all of the social media. People are ordering our. Uh, I just had a guy now that I have to send him a CD.
Mm,
He wanted to get one of our CDs. You know, those that still want the actual CD, but they're streaming our music like crazy now. So it's a honor and it's also a blessing. So and because I'm here, I'm still here. So that makes me feel good because I know that my sisters are smiling down, with all of the recognition and the
right.
love that we're getting 40 years later from when we started.
Man, that's it's like, what's for you is always gonna be there. You know what I mean? You just have to keep, walking the path.
Exactly.
Um, I have so many more questions, but I don't want to ignore your son. So I just wanted to just say, Cam, that you should be able to use the same link that I sent to you to send to your mom. So try that link, and then you'll pop up as a guest, and then I'll be able to bring you in. Okay, so now, how tough was it, like, to just stick to music? Did you ever like want to play sports, participate in cheerlead, and to do stuff with the school that other girls was doing besides singing? But because of that, absorb so much of your time. You know,
Nope. Nope.
you
I
never
never
was
wanted to do
interested.
anything. I ran track because I'm very
Okay,
tall. Played a little bit of basketball, but I'm like 5'9". So I uh, did a little, dibbed and dabbed here and there, but no, all I really ever wanted to do is sing. And I've been fortunate enough to have it, as a career. So it's a blessing, and I just love it. My mom had us taking ballet and tap, um, which but I looked at that as only enhancing the singing, and the singing part, not something that I would do over singing. Nothing. I've never wanted to do anything but sing.
okay, okay. That's a great thing. I can see why you so great because you was diligent. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And just that
I
you
work
watered that
hard.
flower. You kept watering that same flower. So
Oh
it
yeah,
was
and
gonna be.
even now I still take vocal lessons. I have a guy
Oh,
that has been my vocal coach here in Atlanta for over 30 years, that whenever I'm preparing for a major tour, I go and to his house and he works me out vocally
mm,
just to make sure, because it's a lot of stamina on stage to stand up there and do an hour show. Um,
right.
Sometimes longer, because everybody has a favorite Jones Girl song that they want me to perform. And I try to get through, all of the major ones, and then sometimes even sit and ask them and do some like just a cappella,
Right.
with because to have them just shout out what song they want. And that's fun too. So I have to keep my voice in shape, and I still have a vocal coach.
Okay, definitely. Much respect. And take note, everyone that's trying to be, great out there, what I mean, you see she's already a legend. She's already one of the best ever to do it. And she still is practicing and putting the extra work, going the extra mile. With that being said, I want to bring in a special guest also. Happen to be a relative of yours, your son you was just speaking about. He's a very talented young man himself. He's a great artist, and you all definitely want to support him too. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in. He go by the name of Cam Jones. Peace, King. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
peace. Hey,
The
mama.
celebrity interviewer.
Hey,
I said it.
hey.
The
What's
show.
going on, King? I
Peace,
appreciate it,
King.
man.
Much love, man. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. Glad to have the family here. I don't get
Absolutely.
to do too many family interviews, but it's
Oh,
always a pleasure. Straight like that.
yeah, I know, man. Hey, I can only imagine, man. It's a blessing to be here, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, first I want to bring up this picture right here, and can you talk about this real quick, Cam? I'm sorry, Miss Jones, it's going to cover you up because you're in the middle, but no
Oh,
Nah.
that's
offense.
fine. That's
Oh yeah, man.
fine.
Fat Joe mixtape, man. We Fat Joe reached out. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed to kind of, be able to help my mom work and, do some of the stuff that she can't do now, with the social media. So I came in contact with him and I was able to, get that placement on the tape. That was like a month and a half ago now, man. So that was a big power move for me, man. Got a lot of views on it, a lot of looks, man. Thank you for that. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, that's what's up.
And that's
Mhm.
with that's with the remake that they did
For Who Can I Run
to
To?
Who
Right.
Can I Run
Oh,
To?
okay.
Hmm.
So
You
people
said that's
people
going to
can
drop.
check.
No, well, Who
Yeah,
Can I Run To is out. That's on all
Oh,
platforms.
that,
So,
okay.
yeah, y'all can go get that. Who Can I Run To? That's Cam Jones. Who Can I Run To? The number 2.
Mm.
And that's on all platforms. That's produced by my cousin, Valerie's son. So, yeah, man, it's doing good. We got the video out on YouTube as well. Yeah.
and it's a great video. So
Oh,
they should
yeah.
check it out. Just Cam Jones, Who Can I Run To?
Yes,
It's
sir.
really
Okay. Mr. Jones, what's your YouTube?
My YouTube is you can find me on YouTube just Cam Jones. Um, what I say to find me and locate me, type in Cam
Okay.
Jones, Who Can I Run To, and subscribe to my channel. That's the best way to find me because it is a few other Cam Jones. Cam Jones is a common name right now. But
Right.
hopefully that'll change soon. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, I'm just grinding it up. You know what I'm saying? Having fun, man. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about Mr. Jones, real quick, what it was like to grow up in an environment of having a mother as a legend,
Mm,
and then having a mother as a legend and two aunties as legends growing
right.
up. Like, how incredible is that in a household like that, in a family like that? Like, what was family reunions like?
Well,
Talk
it's
about
like with me, it's kind of funny, man. And my mama gonna know. Like, it's hindsight is 2020 with me because my mom and my dad played basketball too. He played in the NBA and with the Harlem Globetrotters. So they
okay,
they did a good job of wanting me to be a normal kid and kind of sheltering me and keeping me away from the fame. Because sometimes a lot of children that that may have had a celebrity mom or dad, sometimes that can be a little devastating depending on which way it goes. So I didn't really find
right,
out who my mom was until I was like 14, bro. Like I went to a show in LA and I started learning who the Jones girls were. But I had been hearing the music and stuff like that, but you know how when you young, you don't really care. She was just my mom. You know what I'm saying?
and
So
plus he was into basketball. He's six
I played
6'6",
basketball. Yeah, I
like
played
his dad.
basketball. Yeah, I played
And we got
basketball up until I was like 21. So I
right.
started learning of the Jones girls a little later in my life. Not saying I had never seen them and didn't know who they were, but I started paying attention a little later. So with her, it's kind of
okay,
funny, but with my dad, I kind of knew like because I played basketball, so I knew who he was the whole time. But I learned of my mom and aunts later. Yeah, and
And
to answer your question, as far as my two aunts, the little time I got with my auntie Valerie, she passed away when I was 12. But the little time I got with her, man, she was always fun. Like she just, my auntie, man, anytime she knew I was coming to the city, she always was just prepare and do certain things that me and my cousin laugh about. Cause if I wasn't coming to the city, she would never do it, But when I was coming, she always, go all in for me, man. So yeah, she
right.
spoiled me, man. I miss my auntie Valerie and Brenda, man. Brenda was just real uplifting and always energetic. A
they
little bit
like the
tomboyish and had that swag and the attitude. That was Auntie Brenda all day.
and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like
Yes, sir.
they like their cooking. Valerie could bake.
Mm-hmm.
She
Okay.
Absolutely.
baked the best, and Brenda made the best soul food, like greens and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So we miss all of that.
Yeah, man. I mean, the family reunions, man. We used to get together in Detroit. I grew up in Detroit a little bit of my life, and we used to get together and just had good times. And of course, time
Always end
flies.
up singing some kind
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
way.
PJ was
Always.
always on the piano, and my
Right.
mom would be singing all the time, but I didn't necessarily realize that she was a singer up until I was able to, get once I was old enough to realize like who she really is, and ever since I've been tapped in, now I've been working for her for like 5-6 years now on the road and everything, man. So I know the Jones girls inside and out, and it's just been a blessing to see the legacy that I come from.
Man,
Hmm.
that's beautiful. How important is it for you, Miss Jones, to have your son continue the legacy, not only your son, but both him and your nephew? You know, how important is that?
It's extremely important. That's why I say in my show that I'm still out here and I'm going to be out here singing as long as I can. But I'm basically passing the baton on to them to continue even after I'm gone. And that's what they're doing as far as these remakes, because they're putting together a CD, an album that's called Homage to, to the Jones Girls. They've already done a remake of Who Can I Run To? We just did Nights Over Champagne. We did A Peace with Woman. So they're doing, I think they got one for Children of the Night.
Yeah.
And You're Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else. So
Yeah.
I'm
Seminole.
passing the baton on them to take it down that hip hop lane.
Yes,
so
sir.
that the legacy will continue for generations to come.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay. Speaking about taking it down that hip hop lane, I'm going to bring another picture up, and again, I want to apologize that it's going to cover up your face. No offense.
Cover me. That's fine.
because you're located in the middle of the screen. I'm sorry.
Right.
But what was this experience like to be on the Fat Joe show? So shout out to Fat Joe, the legend.
Yes, that was, the one good thing that I can say about this quarantine thing that we've all been experiencing for the or partial that we've all been experiencing for the past 6 or 7 months is that I have met so many people via Zoom and StreamYard, and I hope that once this is all over, to actually meet people and Fat Joe. Cam was saying, Mike, do you know that Fat Joe plays Nights Over Egypt is his intro song? And so he and Cam started communicating. And when he found out that Cam was my son, he reached out and said he wanted to do an interview. And that was so much fun. And because he was telling me that he's a huge fan and that his wife actually turned him on to Nights Over Egypt, and that's just her favorite song, and he just loves it. And then I met D Nice. D Nice has been playing a lot of our music, and he's the hottest quarantine DJ that there is now. So I've met all these wonderful people that if it hadn't been for quarantine, I don't know if what would have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. It's some feedback on I think you're in here.
Yeah, it is a little feedback.
Yeah, I'm hearing quite a bit all of a sudden.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but D Nice though, well, shout out D Nice. I tell you, he just won the BET DJ of the year.
Yes.
He got DJ of the year. So congratulations to him.
Yes, he did.
Right, but back to in reference to finding out that your music has influenced so many people, even from all generations. When I say respectively all generations, from the time that you grew up to it has extended to the people that still being born today. They're still going to be influenced by your music with the help of your son and both your nephew and other huge fans. But how do you know that you created or been a part of creating music that is everlasting and it never dies? And like I say, even at the beginning of this interview, when I hear Nights Over Egypt, it's just like everybody love the sunshine. It gives me chills on my back. I ain't ashamed to talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? Like for real, it's just such a real. It's just real. Like you just feel it. Like the energy behind it, the passion, the energy you all put in that studio that day or wherever. Man, kudos.
Thank you. Yeah, I tell you, when I listen to those certain songs now, it still, amazes me that here this music is 40 years later, just still making people feel good, feel inspiration, to feel inspired. And that's so important. That is so important for me. And it makes me feel really terrific. So
Absolutely. Thank you for Mr. Jones, your son joined us, you know what I mean? Definitely, and I do look forward to one day having the opportunity, God willing, that I'll be able to have the pleasure of meeting you in person.
yeah,
And so that would be awesome.
Yes, like we got to stomp out this pandemic so that we can all get together and love on each other and hug each other like we used to. I mean, these are some amazing times that we're living through, and if we don't, as a people, uh, wear your mask and social distance so we can get rid of this thing, so that we can all get back together to physically be together again.
Right. Absolutely. Bring Cameron back on.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to see if I can get that sound together for y'all.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
problem. I think it's the texting or something we can hear or something.
Oh, okay.
Anytime you press a button or something.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know where that was coming from. I was like, okay, maybe if I hop out and come back, it'll go away.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's just say, always a pleasure. And yeah, the wine and chat. How often do you do the wine and chat show that you do?
And well, so far we're doing it every Sunday. This coming Sunday that will be the third Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern
Okay.
time. So
Yes, ma'am.
so we're gonna be doing it every Sunday. Over the holidays though, we may do it like every other, because we know people are gonna get ready to be doing the holidays. But after the first of the year, we'll probably jump back into doing it every Sunday.
Okay, that'll be a good thing. I hope to catch you on. I'm gonna catch you on there one day. I'm start tuning in now that I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
6.
Yeah.
So that would be 5 p.m. your time.
Yeah. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this weekend. We got a nice little episode lined up this weekend. We did 2 weeks. This was our second week last week. I came up. Me and Mom came together and came up with that idea. So that's just something we're doing every Sunday to interact with the fans and get the people, some of the stuff that they want to see nowadays during quarantine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Right before you had came back, Cam, I was just talking to your mom about how awesome it would be to meet in person. And I want to bring up a picture. And these are, and it's such a pleasure and honor to have friends like this. And
Mhm.
you have, to have similar friends. Like, it's awesome.
Oh,
Can
absolutely.
you talk about who these two women are to you? And shout out to the icon, Miss Melba Moore, famous, legendary Melissa Morgan, and then we have here together, the legendary icon Shirley Jones.
Cam was there with his
Yeah, I was
wife.
there.
Okay.
With
I
his
might
wife.
have took that picture, man. Like we
Okay.
That was in the UK. That was in London
Uh-huh.
last October.
in the UK, yeah.
We were over there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. I've been blessed to meet a lot of icons and legends through mom, man. So I always tell my mom, like, I don't take that for granted, man. Every time I'm on the road and Melba, that's like family. That's like auntie. That's like, she like my auntie. So shout out to Auntie Melba. I'm sure she'll see this later.
Jean Carn.
Jean Carn. It's like my auntie,
Glenn Jones.
Melissa Morgan. I mean, I don't take it for granted. I always, I'm the kind of guy that like to pick their brain and ask them questions and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige. I done met a lot of people, man, and it's a beautiful thing. Sade. I mean, the list go on. Eddie Levert. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pretty much anybody you can name from back in the day. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yes,
I've had the pleasure of interviewing Shante Moore. I've interviewed Melissa Moore. I've interviewed Melissa Moore. And now I've had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Shirley Jones. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
Hey, your catalog strong, King Shante Moore. I just seen her son not long ago. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. God has brought me around some incredible individuals. And, like you just said, Cam, man, I'll take none of this for granted, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Every opportunity I have to speak, despite we're not in person right now, you know what I mean? But it seems like we're in the same room.
Right.
I still don't take this for granted by no means. This is an awesome pleasure and honor. I understand, if it wasn't for people like your mother, it wouldn't be artists like yourself, artists like myself, artists like anyone. She helped give Black women a voice as well.
Absolutely.
So despite she made, so I feel like rappers should be showing privilege. I mean, showing honor and homage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People like Melba and Shirley and Melissa Morgan. You know what I mean? Because they help give Black women a voice.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
The music that they made, bro, is gonna live on for as long as this world is turning. So
Right.
I feel like it's only my job to do what I'm doing. You know, a lot of people, you know, I guess I'm doing a good job because I've been getting a lot of, you know, just appreciation and people telling me, you know, what a great job I'm doing, including my mom. But my reply is always, this is what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually my mom's only biological child. So I feel like
Right.
this is my duty to do that, you know. So and then I actually have a talent, you know, and I'm able to, you know, express that and continue a legacy, man. So it's a blessing, like you say, bro. You can't take no moment for granted, man. It's a beautiful thing. You're right. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Do you feel pressure behind that, or in the beginning, did you feel pressure after you had discovered and recognized who your mom, excuse me, and your aunties were?
Yeah, to an extent, yes. It just helped me realize that, you know, because in a sense, you know, I can go to London and my mom would tell you they asking me for my autograph. So it took
Wow.
me a minute to grasp, like, in a sense, I'm not just that normal person that I thought I was. You feel me? I come from a legacy. So sometimes that is it's like an eye opener, you know, and I had to get a grip with that. And then I also had to get with that. And now that I'm doing music, it's always a little pressure because you want to make sure, especially when you're doing something like I'm doing and sampling, you know, such a great catalog that happens to be my family. I have to make sure it sounds decent and right. So, you know, it
Right.
is a little bit of pressure, but I face up to it. My mom will tell you I handle it well and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's my passion. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Jones, can you
Yes.
speak about some of your new music that you're working on?
Yeah, I have a record out now that's also a remake of Who Can I Run To, and that's
Okay.
called Who Can. It's called I Won't Tell, and it's
I will
also
tell.
available on the various streaming, you know, Spotify, Pandora, and all of them. And then I'm getting ready to do a duet, and
Okay.
Cam's gonna do a rap on that with one of the really popular UK musicians. So we'll be doing that probably over the holidays, and then that'll be coming out next year. And
Mm.
I'm also on the latest CD of a young English, white English artist for Sony named
Okay.
Yellow Days. So I'm
Yellow
on
Days.
his, yeah, oh, he's really good. He's so
Mm-hmm.
soulful, and he's like 21 years old
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and
Talented.
plays instruments. He's super talented.
Yeah.
And so I'm on that. And then I'm working on uh, I'm like about 4 or 5 songs in, and it's a tribute album to Brendan Ballard.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
That's
all
beautiful.
that'll be coming out like next year, hopefully.
Okay. Definitely look forward.
Yes.
Congratulations. Definitely look forward to it. And definitely, you have our support over here in our state of management, the famous Chicago Bulls magazine, home of the legendary Roy Ayers. You already know it. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, and that goes for you too, Cam. I mean, you have our support. Your nephew, Mr. Jones, DJ, he has our support. Because our philosophy is, if I support one, then I support all. You know what I mean? You support
Yeah.
Absolutely.
not allow
Exactly.
me to interview you today. You know what I mean? So we are grateful.
Well,
And
thank you. And
Absolutely.
just check us out on Sunday on Instagram Live
Yeah.
for
Tap
Wine
in.
Chat.
Hey, I
And
tell you what, if you don't mind, man, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this Sunday, if you tap in, you know, we're gonna go live. It'll be 5 p.m. your time. I
okay,
just want to bring you on and introduce you to art, you know, her side. You feel me? Just for a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
word,
so
word.
If you can, you feel me? It'll be 5 p.m. I know you in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, on Sunday. But if not this Sunday, whenever you see us live, man, I want to make sure I bring you up.
yeah.
Love.
Yes, sir.
Much love. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Easy, man. Easy,
Fat,
man.
Fat,
Listen, I got
Fat
mama
Joe
know
was
I
on all last Sunday he
yeah.
was
Oh
on
yeah,
through the
we had a
whole
good
time
time.
and had one of his singers, one of his I guess proteges or something, sing for us. And
Yeah.
the guy was super
Yeah, he
talented
was
too.
nice, man. Yeah, it's
It's
actually
his,
the show is turning out real nice, man. So you know, I'd be glad to bring you on, King. And I actually got to get back to work, man. I'm on the clock right now, but I had to stop and come check. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
listen,
right.
man, Ma, I love you.
love
Hey
you
man,
too. Talk to you
appreciate you
later.
bring me to the platform. Y'all look out for the next one. I got one dropping next week. Nights Over Champagne featuring my lovely mom, and I'm about to tap in and watch the rest of it. But I love y'all. All right.
All right.
All right. Y'all be
Love you,
good.
sweetie.
All right.
Okay.
Later.
Much love.
Yep.
Much love. Peace,
Yes,
God.
sir. Much love,
Peace.
King. Likewise. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That is just so awesome. So growing up, did you have who would you consider your mentor? Who did you go to when you had maybe issues in the music industry or even in the family issue, whatever? Like, did you have someone to talk to? Like, who was that person?
Well, for up until my mom passed in 2006, it was my mom. Uh,
Okay.
but since then, one of my closest friends that I talk to a lot when there issues of is Jean Carn.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what's her
yeah,
name?
Jean Carn. Don't let it go to your head.
Jean Carn. Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of my closest friends, and then I have childhood girlfriends that I grew up with that they're my go-tos too.
Well, that's beautiful because like I was talking about earlier, like it had to be tough, extremely tough on a young lady, But was that your crutch? Your crutch? Do you feel like you all was each other crutch to be sisters in the same group? Like one was depressed, it was easy to pick her up because she knew that her sisters really love and care about her, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Oh yeah. Yeah. With my sisters and I, we were very close for years.
Okay.
Um, so we kind of supported each other. But I always had a lot of girlfriends too that I could go to to talk that I know I could really just open up and be myself around. So it's about four or five of them. We all grew up together, and those are my girls.
Even to this day, that's a
Yeah.
blessing. So,
Yes.
what type of things do you do to celebrate when you receive a new achievement after having so many achievements, so many awards, so many accolades, so much recognition? So what do you do to celebrate? Like, I know you like your wine
Oh yeah.
a little
I
bit.
like
Is that safe to
I like
say?
my wine. I enjoy just reading, talking on the phone with my girlfriends,
Okay.
and just I pretty much just relax. I'm constantly redoing my house, doing stuff around the house. Uh, and then I work in the garden. My guy, he plants a lot of vegetables, and we have a beautiful backyard. And in the summertime, we have all kind of fresh vegetables like corn, uh, greens, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, anything you want. And a lot of our friends come over to just get bags of stuff because it's
Mm,
all homegrown during the summer.
right. Okay. So you get into doing like gardening and stuff like that.
Yes, yes, and love it
Okay.
too. Yes.
Yeah, my mom loves to do stuff like that as well. And shout out to my mom because I'm bad. I didn't shout my mom out all this time when I've been interviewing a
Hey
mom and a
mom.
son.
Hey
So
mom. How you
she,
doing?
she loves you too, and she really appreciates it and loves your music. And she loves all
Well,
my and she's very supportive of all my interviews. So it's great to have moms, support. And I know it's so important for your son to have your support too, and to for you to have your son's support.
oh
How
yeah.
great is um did you ever when your son got into the music and everything like that, did you was ever maybe afraid of having him take on the pressure, or was it more encouraged, like you should want to take on this legacy, or you know what I mean?
When I first found out that he and PJ, I were doing stuff, I said, well, let me hear the music. And then when they uh played the first song for me that they did together years, maybe 4 or 5 years ago,
Yeah.
I knew then the minute that I heard it, I'm like, yeah, you guys should keep this up because this is great. And they were
Oh,
doing
okay.
they weren't doing our music then. They were just doing hip hop, just different songs. And their engineer is the one that told them, they said, man, you all should work on a homage album. What better songs to do of hip hop style than your mom and aunt songs, and they were reluctant because they knew that the songs that we recorded back in the day were like such high quality, classy songs that they were reluctant to even touch it. And then,
Right.
but then they did Who Can I Run To? And Who Can I
Yeah.
Run To has been just so successful. The video and the song, and because it captures um it captures the back in the day sound, but it like propels it into the you guys today, and that's what I
Okay.
like about it. Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I'm gonna definitely look that up and go. I definitely want to hear that and see that video. I'm
Oh
anxious to
yeah.
see what that looks like,
Oh,
the
it's
remix,
nice.
because that's a really prevalent song, especially with women. Like who can I run to?
Who can I run to? I
Um,
mean,
yeah.
that's my favorite Jones Girl song, and I tell people that all the time. That's why I wrote it, and it's my I Won't Tell. When you hear that, you should check that out too. I Won't
Oh,
Tell,
most definitely.
uh, by Shirley Jones. Yeah, and it's a remake of Who Can I Run To, uh, about a love affair, but it's a great record, and I recorded it in Detroit at the same studio that Kim records in, uh,
Okay.
back in 2017, 2018. And the guy that produced it with me, he has since passed on from brain cancer about 7, 8 months ago. So
My condolences.
that's one of the reasons why I'm, pushing that song, because it's a beautiful song.
Right. Yeah, I don't blame you. And you definitely, like I say, have my support. We'll be sharing it on our platforms as well then. And anytime you do a tribute to someone, that's just, so humble. And did you debate about whether you should, was it too early? Do you have, like, when you do tribute songs, do you like battle that, like, when is it a good time to do it? Like, you know,
Well, like Nights Over Champagne, we kind of know the we just finished filming the our unsung for
right.
unsung, which is coming out in March. So
Okay,
we're probably,
congratulations.
yeah,
Good
we're
show.
probably gonna have I Won't Tell re-released, around that time too, because it's gonna be in the video, in the story. So it came out about not quite a year ago, but I think I'm gonna have it re-released, right closer to the unsung episode.
Okay, absolutely. That's good marketing.
Oh yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
you're a professional at that.
Oh yeah.
You seen,
I'm learning that. I've worked on marketing, for me and my sisters, that part for a long time. Yeah. And now I
right,
do
you
it for,
seen it grow.
yes.
So, is there, well, obviously there is an advantage because, like you say, you've been able during this pandemic meet people during these different platforms and everything. But in reference to the music industry and how things are today, um, what do you think people can do different to, create a more long, everlasting sound other than maybe using live instruments? What are they,
uh, well,
what is the
definitely.
key?
Well, the live instruments was and still is for me. That's what's that though, because I used some of the baddest Detroit musicians when I went back home to record I Won't Tell. So any
Okay.
Shirley Jones song that you hear will have live instruments, because I'm just a firm believer in that, because that quality there, the quality of the sound of live instruments on a record, there's nothing like it. So wherein Cam and them, they use some live instruments, and then PJ, he does all the synthesized instruments. But for hip hop, that's really good for what, for their lane, with that they're taking our songs. And for me, I just keep with the live instruments.
Okay. Yeah. So that answers my question. And
Yeah,
so that is the key to
yeah,
having the longevity of a song is use more live instruments.
exactly. Yes. And then just keep with it if you're a singer. Just, just keep with it because 40 years later I'm still out here. I like performances. I love recording, being in the studio, but my love and my passion is actually being on stage with the audience, interacting with audiences. That's what I enjoy more than anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you don't mind, I want to just while I stay on your time, I want to play this little sample right here. Like big time other legends and icons is sampling your music. How does
Oh,
that feel that out of all the music they could sample, that it was something about you and your sisters that, what I mean, how's that feel?
they know good sound. They know good sounds when they hear it.
Right.
I mean,
And then,
hey, yeah, and they ever so many people have sampled our music. Jay-Z with that one, and Faith with Nights Over Egypt, and Incognito with Nights Over Egypt, and it's just so many. Escape, Who Can I Run To? So it's great to hear that, and every time they do, it just brings us more fans. Because of course, people be like, "Oh, where they get that from?" And then people, and now with Google, I have kids come up to me all the time and say, and these are like 20-year-olds, and they be like, "Man, I'm just finding out about the Jones Girls, and I love y'all. Y'all were awesome." And January 8th, a 2 CD anthology album it is being released on Sony with 17 songs on each CD. So that'll
wow.
be a great um, that's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be released worldwide on the same January 8th.
Okay. January the 8th.
Yeah,
My
yes,
calendar. Tell all my
yes,
friends. That's
yeah. It's
awesome.
Yeah, so you'll be hearing it too because they're putting up certain one. I don't know which one they're going with first. That's going to be on radio, but it's a two, and then it has our story, the history on the cover, and it's like a book. So
Okay.
that's going to be a great opportunity for people to really delve into the Jones Girls and also to the unsung story that's coming up in March.
Yeah, that's all going to be incredible. Like you're doing so many big things still. Where does that ambition come from? Still after all the success.
Just that I mean, because it's my life. That's what I enjoy doing. That's my passion. So that's it keeps me happy doing
Right.
that. So that's why because I just love doing it so much.
Okay. So I mean, have you ever taken a break
Oh yeah,
from
I mean, I just
from the
got
music?
back from my birthday. I took a 4-day vacation to Myrtle Beach. Getting
Okay.
ready to go back up to the Gulf. Oh no, I take weekends and just get away, go to the water. I mean, go to the ocean or the Gulf. I just love being by water. So, and then when I do that, it's always music because I love just listening to music as I'm sitting there reading a book on the water or what, but no, I take breaks to, you have to kind of rejuvenate and keep yourself going. You have to just sometimes just get away from it for a sec or two. Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but and I really appreciate it. Who do you listen to today when it comes to some of these new artists um in any genre?
Um, I listen to, I like her. I really do. I like her. And I really like Lizzo. So
Okay, yeah, no
yeah,
doubt.
those are the two that that I listen to, and of course Adele. I love
Right.
Adele. So from the younger generation, those are the ones.
Okay, no doubt. And shout out to Lizzo because she was just on the front cover of Vogue magazine, and
Okay.
I actually don't actually follow that, but I just had an interview with a man by the name of a fashion designer, famous fashion designer, Stevie Edwards, and he's inside a Vogue magazine right now. So you know what I mean. For that, I support Vogue.
Okay.
They
I
put a
know
black
that.
man. They put a black man who's been working hard. You know what I mean, been making history, and
Right.
he's been
That's
recognized in
great.
Vogue magazine. And he's from Chicago.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, it
Yep.
sure has
So
been a pleasure, and hopefully, if you get a chance, pop in on Sunday and check us out, and we will meet again.
oh yeah, absolutely. And again, I appreciate your time. You know, we were here today with the legendary singer of the iconic trio, the Jones Girls. You can find her ShirleyJonesGirl.com. And please support her, her music, her family. She has a very talented family in being and her nephew and both her son Cam. Thank you, Cam, for joining the show today. Again, my name is Celebrity Interviewer I Said, and this is the show.
All right. Look,
I
love
appreciate you,
you guys.
man.
Stay safe. Wear your mask. Bye now.
Much love. And this is
Love you.
sponsored by the famous. Thank you, man. This was sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as I leave this session of this episode, I'm gonna just leave you all with some video and some flyers. So continue to stay tuned and meet me in a few days because I have another huge celebrity coming up, and I can't wait to let you know who it is. And I'm actually going to be telling you all on my page tomorrow when I have the flyer. Okay, peace and love. Stay tuned right now. Don't cut this off right now. Keep watching because we got to shout out the famous Chicago Bridge magazine all day. This is the sponsor. That's right, and you already know. Thank you again to our special guest, the celebrity guest, Miss Shirley Jones. I really appreciate you, Queen. And we're going to end the show with this. Shout out to Luxy Diamond Consultants, one of our sponsors. We really appreciate you. Much love. Shout out to HODB, another sponsor of today's interview. Much love. Shout out to Link TV all day, man, out there in Harlem. Much love. And we can't forget about our good friends over in Africa. My man, Most B, Cotton Tree Talk. They have a mic battle that's going to be coming soon to their network. You want to stay tuned. Below on this flyer, you can see they have the ambassadors. So definitely support Cotton Tree Talk all day long. Much love. And thank you again for everyone that tuned in today. Catch me next time. As Celebrity Interviewer, I Said It, the show. You never know who's next. Blessings. I said it.